Q&A from back in February. I apologize for the delay. I've just had quite a few things come up. So even today I have a concussion from a recent accident. I'm fine. Thank you for everyone that participated, asking questions. They were a lot of fun. We can go ahead and get started. The first question we can start with is, what started your love for reptiles? So when I was 4 or 5 is when I saw my first reptiles. It was this tortoise that was walking around this very, very large Microsoft event that they used to hold during the summer. So it was just strolling around this event. So that was the first reptile that I actually recall, I guess, interacting with. And then also at that same summer event there was a large snake. So I guess I was always curious, and then what actually really fueled my love is when I got Churro, my first normal ball python morph. He's got just such a crazy adventurous personality, and it really made me realize that, you know, reptiles and snakes especially are just quite misunderstood. He was just, I mean, he still is super friendly, and he's just a little goofball. And then I got my second snake, who had another just total different personality, and then I was like, oh my gosh, these animals are just, they really do have such different personalities, and then it was game over. Next question is, how old am I? I am 26 years old. Next question, do ball pythons need light? So ball pythons are nocturnal and they like to hang out in burrows. So they don't actually need any like additional lighting. So the only lighting that I actually have is just natural lighting because I have a window in the room. Who is my favorite snake to keep and why? That is definitely Enchi, my little Enchi spider lesser morph, whose full name is Enchilada. She has just the sweetest personality. She is a fantastic mom to her babies, and yeah, I've like fallen asleep with her before, which I don't recommend, by the way, because your snakes can escape. But at the time she was pregnant and lazy and she wasn't going anywhere. So yeah, I definitely say Enchi by far. How do you keep humidity up for ball pythons? So there's a few different things that you can do. Substrate, what you're keeping them in, and then also spraying down the enclosure. So this is going to vary kind of what you need to do based on where you live. Where I live, I use tubs, and I definitely am pro tub keeping. And there's only just a few of them, like my Brazilian rainbow boa and my Malaysian mangrove, that I do have to spray down just because they require a significant amount of more humidity than like a ball python. And then also some of the substrate that I really like for my ball pythons, I keep them mostly on cypress mulch. I also really like cocoa husk, so that's what I use for my Malaysian mangrove currently. And then you can always add in some sphagnum moss, which will also help keep humidity up. So the next question's answer is kind of the answer to 2 questions I got. One being, what is your dream reptile? And second being, what reptile would make you cry if you got to encounter it? Definitely the blue white-lipped island pit viper. That is my dream snake, and I absolutely plan on keeping one in the future, obviously with a proper permit. They are just this beautiful, vibrant blue colored snake, which I would have never even thought existed. I definitely think they would be fun to keep. I have a big passion for venomous snakes, which I will pursue in the future. Next question is, knowing you're a positive influence, what motivates you? I would definitely say the change that I've seen in people that I know personally and people that I don't know, of their opinions on reptiles and snakes, from thinking that they are scary and gross, to actually like giving me thanks for getting their first snake, and then they've moved on to getting multiple snakes. So making a difference like that is definitely something I think is super fun and I'm passionate about. And then, I don't know, I just love to make people think that they're cool animals because I think that they're cool animals. So what is your favorite species of snake? So I will answer this in the form of what is my favorite species of snake to keep. I would say probably ball pythons because they are easy. I don't really have any particular issues with them. Their husbandry where I live is very easy to keep up the proper humidity. So it's just little work, and I think that they are, you know, pretty calm. I also breed ball pythons, so I am pretty comfortable with this species. Next question is, who do I look up to? So I look up to Brian Barczyk for sure. I think he's got a fantastic attitude for the type of stuff that he puts up with, and that definitely rubs off. He's reached out to me during a time that I was going through some stuff with this whole online drama, and really changed my perspective. And although some days I still get anxiety about certain things, Overall, he has been nothing but nice. I think he's got fantastic character. He very clearly loves his animals. He's also recently done an expansion on his reptarium. Some of those enclosures are just absolutely beautiful. I would just dream about having some of those enclosures for my animals. So yeah, I do really look up to him. I think he's a very nice person and he's got really cool animals. What would you recommend for someone that is scared of snakes but wants one? So my first recommendation is if you have any friends or anyone you know, family that has reptiles and snakes in particular that aren't venomous or aren't feisty, but if you're able to, you know, have them let you interact with a snake that is docile and gets you comfortable, especially if it's like a particular species that you're interested in getting, interacting with them first and foremost would be my recommendation. If you don't have someone, you know that has the reptile you want and it's something basic like a ball python or whatnot, then although I promote getting from like a reputable breeder rather than a mass pet store, you can always go to a pet store and then ask them to be able to hold the snake. So that's actually what I did, because at the time I didn't know any reptile enthusiasts or anyone that kept snakes, so I just went in there and I held one, and that's when I started to fall in love. Next question is, who is my mellowest reptile and who is the feistiest? So definitely foremost mellow would be Butters. Butters is super calm, likes to hide pretty much all day. He's my most mellow. My most feisty, I don't really have any super feisty snakes at the moment, or really any feisty at all. It used to be Amara, but she has calmed down so much. She's become more familiar with me and she knows, you know, I'm not a threat. So yeah, she has gotten much better, and I don't know who I would really call feisty, but she is the closest thing, I guess. Next question is a funny one from Reticulous Pets. He is wondering what color my left sock is, and I will show you my left sock. This is my left sock, and I definitely planned that to answer that question. I did get another question, which is like my favorite, is what is my favorite kind of hot sauce? I would say Tapatillas for sure, hence the sock. And then another funny thing about that one is after my recent accident when I went to the hospital, I just remember them struggling to get these hot sauce socks off, so kind of funny. Next question is, you handle your Malaysian mangrove snake. Doesn't it make you nervous to know it's venomous? Definitely not. Again, snakes have unique personalities per even each species of snake, and his personality from the start has been pretty docile, I want to say, to me. I don't feel threatened by him, so I'm very comfortable to handle him. He is not like a king cobra type of venom or a black mamba or a viper, so his venom is definitely more mild compared to that. They are considered a soft venomous snake. So the main point is that I just feel comfortable with the personality of the snake, and I can tell when he's in a mood where he just would rather I don't hold him, so then I just leave him alone. Next question is, do I have a boyfriend? The answer to that is no. Following question after that would be, what is the most rewarding thing that you've done? I would say definitely the change in the amount of tarantulas I see within the reptile community on Instagram. At the start, I borderline never saw any, and then I'm not saying it's all me or anything, but there have been times where people told me that they got their first tarantula because of me. I'm a big fan of spiders, so I definitely feel that I have positively influenced also the arachnid community on my reptile page, and that's something I'm proud of, so it's nice to see people loving on them, you know, more and more. What clutch am I most excited for this year? I would definitely say I'm almost equally excited for the clutch that Enchi has, which is in the incubator. For her clutch, my predicted hatch day is about May 19th, May 18th, May 19th. Obviously that could be different, that's just my guess. So that'll be coming up soon, and I'm excited to see those babies and how Enchi is just so great with her babies. But I am also really excited for Amara's clutch. She is a Mystic Spider Potion. I really don't know why I always say Mystic Spider Potion. Amara is a Spider Mystic Potion, so I think Mystic Potion morphs are just absolutely beautiful. I think their eyes are gorgeous, so I would love to have a ton of those babies. Lastly, there is Zara's clutch, which I would be really excited to have banana pins. I'm pairing her with Butters. She is a pinstripe, but I thought that she was going to be laying eggs soon because she exhibited that behavior, but I just don't know because her behavior has kind of changed now. I guess I just am unsure if she's going to lay. I guess she didn't lay for the breeder I got her from last year, but we will see if she does lay. I will also be almost equally excited for possibly getting banana pin babies, but we're just going to have to wait. Next question is, how do you properly boop a snoot? I will present to you Butters' snoot. You can just give it the most little gentle boop, and that's how you properly boop a snoot. Next question is a fun one, is what is a pet that you want to own but realistically can't? I would definitely say a caiman. I think those are freaking amazing and cool animals. I definitely don't have the space for one. And then second answer to that would be a green anaconda. I wouldn't get one because again, I just don't have the space for such an animal that'll get that massive. And then also I just don't want to get into any big snakes at the moment because they're just snakes that you need another person to, you know, help move it around when you're cleaning and handle. And I just think it's irresponsible if I were to get an animal that I don't know if I can handle alone, so I'm just not going to do it. And last but not least, you guys asked me which one is my first snake. That would be Churro, my normal ball python morph I talked a little bit about earlier. He's the one that got me into all of these reptile babies. Alrighty guys, thank you for whoever took the time to watch. It was really fun again to answer your questions, and I will give you an opportunity to ask me more questions probably soon. And if you liked today's video and want to get to know me more, make sure that you like and subscribe, and you can find me on Instagram under NoodleFam with 4 O's, so make sure you give us a follow because I'm very active on there.